Good morning, everybody. It's Tamara Bennett from Southern Adornments Decor. It's time for Friday Fab 5, where I share 5 of my favorite things with you all. I have, I think all 5 of them are from Amazon today. And I did look, and it looks like at least 3 or 4 of them are things you can still get before Christmas. So there's that. Drop me a comment. Let me know who's watching, where you're from. And if you're a first-time watcher, please let me know. I love saying hello to our new people. At the end here, I'm going to be sharing 5 different ways that you can paint our 2024 ornament kits. I just wrapped up painting 60 more of these ornaments for gifts and stuff for Christmas this year, and I painted them 5 different ways. So I'm going to show all of those ways to you. And I'm going to give you details about how you can join the Painters Clubhouse. If you've been thinking about doing that, we are going to have a flash promotion at the end of next week. Lots of our Clubhouse sisters are popping in the comments. Hello, Elizabeth and Linda. Hello, Charity Joe. I see Judy's here. Good morning, Regina and Susan. Merry Christmas, everybody. Hi, Carrie. Oh, goodness. It has been a whirlwind this Christmas. Does anybody else feel like that? Do you feel like Christmas just snuck up and was like, hey, I'm here? I know that happened for my mom this past week. She and I were eating lunch one day or something, or texting. I can't remember what it was. And all of a sudden I said something about what time are we supposed to come to your house, for Christmas on Monday, because we're doing Christmas a little early on Christmas Eve at her house. And she said, Christmas is Monday. I don't know if she thought it was 2 weeks away, but all of a sudden she realized it was like 6 days away instead of a lot longer than that. And she was panicking. She's like, I've got to go get all of my stocking stuffers, and I've got to do this and that and all this other stuff. Carrie said, yes, I'm not ready. My mother-in-law called me this morning, and she's like, what can I get you guys for Christmas to put in your stockings this year? Because she knows Michael and I are doing like carb lifestyle now, and we're trying not to eat nearly as much chocolate and candy and all of that. That's not to say I haven't been eating any of that. I'm just eating a lot less than I used to, and I'm being more intentional. I'm saving my dessert eating for the nights when I have a Christmas party. Like last night, I had 10 different ladies here in my home from church, and we did like a dirty Santa game. We had food, finger foods, desserts, all those things. And so I ate really good throughout the day so that I could eat bad for dinner. And it's not bad, but high calorie, so to speak. Susan's not ready either. Who is ready? Anybody? I'm like 95% ready. Maybe more than that. I really did wrap it up a lot earlier this week and late last week. I got a lot of my stocking stuff. I still have a few Christmas gifts left to wrap. For the most part, though, I'm ready. One thing I'm going to share with you, though, I panicked about because I bought it for Charlie. I'm going to show you, and it's the wrong size. So crap. I've got to hurry up as soon as Friday Fab 5's over and get on Amazon and see if I can find the right size, because dumb me did not check it as soon as it came in. And that is a new iPad case for Charlie. If you hadn't heard, don't tell her. But I'm giving her my old iPad, and I bought myself a new one, and she's never had an iPad before. So she's going to be so excited. And so one of my Friday Fab 5 items that I'm going to show you is this cute composition notebook case that I got her. And I was like, oh, well, I hadn't even bothered to put the iPad in it yet. I just hid it away like I do all the gifts. And when I pulled it out, I was going to put her iPad in it, and it's like 3 millimeters too big, too small for that iPad. So I'm probably gonna have to return this one, and I'm so bummed about that. That's what I get for waiting to the last second. Judy's ready. Deborah's ready. Sharon's ready. Share us your secrets. Well, how did you get ready so early? Pam is done. She's enjoying lots of company. Oh, isn't it wonderful? I'm the kind of person who loves to have people in my home. I love hosting. I love having, last night we had to pull 3 extra chairs up to my long dining room table. My table only has 8 seats, but we had to pull 3 extra chairs up to the table. And my heart was so full looking at that table full of people. I'm the kind of person, I would love to have like a 16-seater dining room table and just have everybody at my table. I love to feed people. I love to host. Love having all my people around me. I say that I get this from my grandmothers. Both of my grandmothers loved feeding people and loved having people in their home. And my mom's mother, my maternal grandmother, was the kind of person who, the more the merrier. Like if you have a neighbor who is alone at Christmas, bring them. If you have a brother, that doesn't normally come to gatherings, bring him. Like she would bring strangers in off the street to eat with us at Christmas and Thanksgiving. And she set such a good example for us. And I love that. I want to be that person. Let's see. Brenda is having knee surgery, but she's ready. So you knew you had to get ready well in advance. That's awesome. Judy says everything's bought, some is shipped. I am still waiting on a few things from Amazon that are delayed. So, that'll just extend Christmas a little longer if somebody gets to open a present a few days late. It stinks though that sometimes things don't come in on time. Priscilla said, what are your Friday Fab Fives items? I might need to order them in a hurry. Oh, before you comment link, let me go set that up and we'll go ahead and get started. Goodness, I got a frog in my throat already. Okay, it is ready to go. If you would like to comment link, our little chat bot will send all the links to the things I'm talking about today to you so that you can peruse those things after the live is over or during the live, whatever you like to do. Elizabeth says, I have plenty of recipes that are healthy, great tasting. You'll never know. Send them my way. All the things, Elizabeth. I did do a spinach dip last night, which is pretty low carb. I was like, ooh, I might just start making this on the regular just to eat. And I can do like my freeze dried carrot chips or something like that as to dip it with. That way I'm not just spoon feeding myself spinach dip. But let's get into it. Okay, first things first, I bought myself a Christmas gift out of necessity. Besides the iPad, I needed a new case for my MacBook. I know a lot of you guys had seen my old case that had like the brightly colored flowers. They were more like different colors than these. And it was clear, so you could still see the Mac through the case. But the case like had been used and abused and traveled, and it just cracked. And one day it just wouldn't hold on anymore, and it just fell right off. And so I got this one. Even if you don't feel like your Mac needs protecting against like, I don't know, scuffs and being dropped and things, I really like having these cases on here because they have these little like rubber grippers on the bottom, these little circular rubber grippers. And so when I'm sitting with my laptop on my little lap desk thing that I sit at, sometimes it can be on an incline and my laptop wants to slide. These little rubber grippers keep it from sliding around. So I really like that. Plus it's pretty. Who doesn't like something pretty? Mary says, how long does the resin need to dry? 24 hours is a good standard rule. I think I only let mine dry maybe 15 hours, but I usually do it. And then the next morning, I come check on it and it's fine. It depends on how thick the resin is. And in these ornaments, my resin's pretty thin. So overnight's probably good. But like Janelle said, to be truly set up 72 hours. So I'm not saying you can't move them. Like within 24 hours, you can pick them up, handle them, move them. I just wouldn't like stack them all together or throw them in a box or anything that could like mess them up. Crystal said, I bought myself a gift or two because I may not get what I actually need. And I got myself a dehydrator. Ooh, share with me what you're going to dehydrate. I want to know. Uncle Corey's here. Hey, Corey. Corey's going to come over tomorrow night and we're going to have a family ceramics painting party. So Corey, remind me, and I'll take pictures and video and we can share it on stories and stuff with everybody. It's always so fun when we paint ceramics. There is a local ceramic shop here and I go about once a year and we'll go buy ceramics for everybody to paint because I know what everybody likes and we'll do that. Oh, she's dehydrating peppers. Hey, Sarah. Good morning. Merry Christmas. Are you ready for Christmas, Sarah? Elizabeth says, resin scares me. I need to try it. Elizabeth, you need to do a little project like this. I'm going to share mine in a few minutes, but this is like the perfect resin project because it's so contained. It's like, it's such a small thing. It's not like covering a large piece of artwork. I totally think you could do this. Oh no. Amy said, I accidentally stuck my finger in the resin ornaments yesterday. Now I have to redo it. Try hitting it with some heat, like your heat gun or a torch. Get that resin nice and warm and it might take your fingerprint out of it. I'm not promising that it will, but it might because it kind of like softens the resin. Oh no, you're battling sickness. It's going around here too. Wes has it and he's working up at the shop. That's my brother. And I'm like, do not come near me. I don't want to get sick at Christmas. Somebody in our family, not necessarily my household, but like our general family of gathering, is always sick on Christmas. What is that about? I guess it's all the Christmas parties and the getting together and all that. I don't know. I feel like you do have time before Christmas Eve, Mary. Yeah, for sure. Okay, especially since these are like the resin's so thin inside them, I think you're fine. Next item on the Fab Five list, I bought this for my son Brett, who's 14. It was on his Amazon wish list. He saw it probably on a YouTube video. I think these are so cool. So you put the cup in the freezer and then you pour whatever liquid you want to put in it. You could do juice, you could do like milk and make like an ice cream type thing. You could do Kool-Aid, you could do soda, but it makes it into a slushy. So you pour, the cup is cold and then you pour your liquid in it. Don't freeze your liquid. So the liquid doesn't go in it, just the cup in the freezer. Then you take the cup out of the freezer, you pour your liquid in it, you put the little lid thing on it, and you just squish the sides of the cup. It's like a silicone cup, so you can just squish it. And then as you squish it, it causes ice crystals to form inside the drink, and then it makes like a slushie. How fun is that? Kids would love this. I'm thinking you could do this with all kinds of stuff. You could do this with like hot cocoa and make it cold cocoa slushy. You could do it with eggnog. You could do it with like sodas. Kids love like a slushy Coke. So really fun thing for kids to do. Brett's getting one for Christmas. I bought Brett's around Amazon's Black Friday deals, and I think I got a bit of a better deal than what Amazon's offering right now. I want to say I got it for around $15. It's now like $23, I think, but it is something that will arrive in time for Christmas. It also makes a really great like dirty Santa type gift or a white elephant, whatever you call those games, because it's something most people probably don't have. Michelle says, I want that for myself. It is pretty cool. It's kind of neat. Okay, next item on the Fab Five list. Like I said, I got Charlie a new iPad cover. So, you know, if your kids have an iPad, they could probably use a new cover for it. It's an easy thing that you can gift them that's not another toy, or gift yourself if somebody needs a recommendation. I think these arrive in time for Christmas. This one, I've never seen the colored composition notebooks, but it's so cool because it's got like paint splatter. And this one actually like has a little bit of like almost a faux glitter effect behind the composition. Like you can see a little bit of gold sparkle behind it. But inside it's got, you know, place to put your iPad. This one though, the only thing I was disappointed about, it does not have a built-in place inside the case for your Apple Pencil. It's on the outside. I don't love that. On the inside though, it does have like a strap. So if you want to close it up, pull the strap over to keep it closed. That's kind of nice. You could put the kid's name here. There's also a pocket right here. You could slip, you know, papers or something in. And then it also has like a strap right here. I guess that's so you can kind of hold it. I'm not sure. And then it's got little places where you can rest the iPad on these little things and adjust the height. So I'm going to have to return this one because it doesn't actually fit Charlie's iPad. So I'm going to have to search and see if I can find another one just like it that is the actual size of her iPad. It was off by just a teeny bit. So when you're searching for one of these, look and see which model your kid has or you have as an iPad. You can do that by going to your settings and then clicking like about or general or something like that in your settings, and it'll tell you your model number. If you can't find that, use the search bar in your settings and type in model, and it might come up and show you. Hang on, the iPhones are the same way. Let me pull it up on my iPhone and just see. So I'm going to my settings. Is it general? Yes, go to general, then go to about. Yes, go to general, then go to about, and at the very top, it'll say Tamara's iPad, iOS version, model name, model number. So look at your model name or whatever, and on your iPad, and if it's like the generation 9, generation 10, that matters because of the size, but it also matters because of the camera cutout and the little cutouts for all the buttons. So make sure you get the right, yes, so that the slots all line up and all that. Will it fit a 9th generation? I'm not sure. I don't remember. Obviously, I thought it would fit the one I had, and it didn't. So read carefully in the title and the description on Amazon to make sure it fits. If this particular one that I have linked doesn't fit, go to the search bar, type in composition book and type in your model number of your iPad. And there's a bunch of different listings on Amazon for these. So I bet you could find one to fit yours. Brenda says, I love my composition iPad cover. I have a black and white one. You guys know I did end up buying myself a new one for my new iPad because my black and white one was really scuffed up and I had like covered it in stickers and stuff. So when it was sitting around, people didn't know it was an iPad. They thought it was just a composition book. So if you leave this in your car, it's less likely to get stolen because it doesn't look like an iPad. It looks like a notebook. And so that's really cool. Corey says, Charlie will be trying the cup. I bet you'll be trying the cup, Corey. Oh, flu's going around. Lauren says, I love the rainbow composition. Mine's coming apart at the corners. Mine was too. The very seams of it were starting to fray, but I'd had mine for 4 years and I travel with mine a lot. It does kind of look like the painting I did a little while back. Can you tell I like lots of color? The iPad I got for myself, my original iPad that I'm gifting to Charlie is the iPad Pro. I bought it probably 5 years ago and it's still fully functional. It just got a little damaged on one of my most recent trips. Instead of being flat, it's slightly bent in the middle and I'm shocked it still works just fine. The only problem I have with it is when I'm drawing on Procreate, sometimes if I'm in the middle of the screen and I'm trying to do a perfect circle, you know how you can do a perfect circle and hold your pen? It won't make a perfect circle because there must be some pixels slightly damaged in the very middle of the screen. And if I'm right on top of those, it messes up. But I'm like, Charlie won't care about that. The model that I had was an iPad Pro, and I don't remember what generation it was. It was an older generation. The model I bought was like a 9th generation iPad Air. It was the Air. So the Pro is more expensive. The Air is a little cheaper. So that's what I got. The Pro is really robust. It has a lot of memory and speed and power and all of that. And I thought I needed all of that back when I was first buying my iPad. And I really don't think I had needed all of that. I think the iPad Air was going to work just fine. So I downgraded a little bit to get one that wasn't quite as expensive. Okay. Let's see. Any other questions that I missed? I don't think so. Next item on the Fab 5 list. This was recommended by Michael. I was talking to him last night. I said, I need another item for my Fab 5 list. He goes, ooh, I know just the thing. He said, this little rubber block, brick, whatever you want to call it, stick. He says it does really good if you rub it on your sandpaper. So if you have a sanding block that feels like it's not sanding very good anymore, or a piece of sandpaper or something like that, that feels like it's got sawdust, paint, something like that built up on it, you use this to rub on that sandpaper and it removes all that debris and it extends the life of your sandpaper or your sanding block. Does anybody use this? I had one of these little rubber erasers, but I didn't use it for this purpose. I used it for trying to rub off gummy stuff. So it rubs off stuff that's almost like a sticker, like leftover sticker residue. It helps rub that kind of stuff off. Anything that's kind of built up and gummed up on something. I had no idea you could rub it on sandpaper, and he told me this, and I was like, that's so cool. Hello, Rita. Mary says the processor on the Pro is really fast. It is. Yes, it is. I do need to get a new paper screen protector for my new iPad that feels like paper, because I prefer that feel when I'm writing on the iPad. It feels like writing on paper. But Charlie still has hers on. You had one to use on rubber cement. Yes, I think that's what originally I thought they were for. If you had rubber cement and you needed to get it off of something, you would rub it with this. But this is $11. It was pretty cheap, and I'm sure this would last you forever. But you just rub it on your sandpaper to get all the built up gunk off, and it'll extend the life of your sanding pad and be able to, not to mention, have you ever sanded something and then you look at your sanding pad and it's got paint on it from what you were sanding, and then you want to use that sanding thing on something else, but you don't want to transfer any of that paint residue? I think that would be really great to clean it. Yes, paper-like screen protector. That's the words I was looking for that I couldn't find a moment ago. Yeah, I didn't even know these existed, or that was what these were for. So I was thankful to Michael for sharing that with us. because I know a lot of you guys probably have this issue. Okay, this is my last item on my Friday Fab Five list. Don't judge me for buying this. I fell prey to TikTok Shop, and I got a better deal on TikTok Shop than Amazon has on this. I think I got mine for just over $200, and yes, that's a lot of money for a cat litter box. But if you knew the struggle our family has with keeping the cat litter box clean and the pain point that it is for me to be like, whose week is it to clean out the litter box? I want to strangle my kids every week because I go, it's in the laundry room, which is probably not the best place for it, but it was like the place where we had a spot where nobody's going to trip over it. But the problem with the laundry room is that it's right where we walk in from the garage, where we come and go every single time we leave the house. So I have to walk by this thing a million times a day when I leave. And when it stinks, oh, it stinks. And we have 2 inside cats. Shadow, the girl cat who we've had since COVID for 4 years, she's no issue. She's no problem. Like a woman, she does her business. It covers it up like a lady, gets out of there. Hardly ever stinks. The only time it stinks is when the ammonia smell builds up, when the litter needs to be changed from the pee, right? Simba, our boy cat, who we've had since March, has the stinkiest poops of all cats ever on the planet. And he is not a gentleman. He does not cover his poos up. He leaves them where everybody can see them on top of the litter. And he'll just step right out and walk away. And it's like, oh, you can smell it from down the hall. And so this thing is super cool. What it does is it has like little sensors on it. And so this little thing, this round thing, I need to make a video of this. I really do. This round thing can do a 360-degree rotation. On the right side, where it looks, like on the right side of that hole is a basket, right? Like a little trash can bin. And it has a liner. It comes with a set of starter liners that you can put in there, like a little trash bag. And when the cat poops, it detects the movement, right? And it can even weigh the cat. It'll tell me what my cat weighs. Simba is a chunk. He's 2 pounds heavier than Shadow. When he leaves, it has a sensor. It can detect when your cat leaves. And if there's no motion and movement, it will start to spin. And as it spins, it sifts this litter, keeps all the clean litter to one side, and the poos fall over into the bin. And then it will rotate back the other way and it will level the litter out. And you've got freshly leveled litter. So the poos are covered. So the problem with Simba not covering his poops is solved. And the problem with my kids not wanting to scoop the poop is solved. All they have to do is go get the little bag out. And sometimes I'm like, don't throw the bag away. Just dump the litter. Keep the bag. If the bag's not disgusting, just reuse it. We're frugal around here. And then when you want to actually change the litter, like I think it was probably a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks after we got this, before I was like, the smell is all of a sudden horrible. And it was because the litter just needed to be changed. And all of us have been getting the poops out, but we hadn't been changing the actual litter. So the ammonia built up in the litter and it just couldn't handle it anymore. So there's a button you press and you hold, and this thing will do 360-degree rotation, and it will get all the litter out and into the bin. And then you just take the bin and dump it. And then you just refill the litter inside the thing. It'll level it for you. You're good to go again. I did see where Mary said her cat is afraid of these. They have instructions when you receive this for how to integrate your cat to it, like how to get your cat used to it. They recommend not removing your regular litter box for a couple of days, but also not cleaning your regular litter box. That way your cat will choose to go in here once that litter box is disgusting. We didn't do that because I didn't read those instructions until after I had dumped that. And I was like, well, crap. So our cats adjusted to this really quickly. Within 24 hours, or actually less than that, both cats were using it. And it does have a sensor on it where it will not move. It will not rotate. It will not shift. It will not move at all if it detects movement in front of it. So if your cat walks by and is like curious about it, it won't move. If your cat steps out of it, unless your cat stands there like a statue staring at it for more than 60 seconds, it will not move. So it tries not to scare your cat at all. But anyway, we absolutely love it. You have a litter robot. You love it. Amy says, how many animals do you have? We have two. We have a lot of animals, Amy. We only have 2 inside, though. We have 2 cats inside the house. All the other animals outside, but we have 4 cats outside. And it's just because I can't bear to take them to the pound, and we just didn't need it. And nobody took them when we had a litter, so we kept them. They are all spayed and neutered except one, and that's a male cat that showed up and adopted us. And after spending $300 at the vet to get everybody spayed and neutered, I was like, he's a boy. Everybody else is neutered. It'll be okay. He just showed up. I was like, if he stays, he stays. If he goes, he goes. He's the prettiest cat, very friendly. He adopted us. And then we have 3 dogs outside, which I have a whole story about our little dog, Maverick. He's the newest one. We've only had him for 1 year, and he's still very much in the puppy stage. And last night, with having 10 ladies over to the house, I was like, should we chain up Maverick? We don't chain up our dogs. We have those like dog collars that will shock them if they try to get outside the boundaries of the property. But pretty much other than that, they're free range out here. And so I was like, should I chain up Maverick? He's a very jumpy little dog, and he hasn't learned yet not to jump on people. And he also is he'll trip you because he's a puppy. You know, he doesn't know to get out of the way. So Michael said, yeah, go chain up Maverick. So I went outside and I put the chain on him, and poor thing, this is the first time he's ever been chained up, ever. And he took off running seconds after I chained him up and went, and like choked himself. Well, then he laid down like immediately and did not move. I don't think he moved a muscle for the entire 2.5 hours of this party. I go outside last night to take him off the chain, and he doesn't move. And to know this dog, he is very hyper, very interactive, very excited all the time, wants to run, has tons of energy. He did not move a muscle. And I was like, are you okay? And he's just looking up at me. And I'm like, Maverick, move. Do something. All I had in my head was this vision of him running and yanking his neck on that chain. And I was like, has he broken his neck? I was freaked out. I was like, this dog has paralyzed himself and he can't move. I even tried physically moving him a bit. Like I moved his head and he felt like he couldn't move. You know how like a dog gets sort of like stiff and limp when they're like dying. I thought that's what was happening. I was horrified. I'm like, oh no, I'm going to have to take this dog to the vet or put him down or something. And I'm visualizing having to put this dog down by myself. I call Michael and I'm like, I think we're going to have to put Maverick down. And he's like, what? And I said, come up here. He won't move. Michael came up there. The second he saw Michael, he like starts wagging his tails and moving. He was just freaked out because he had been put on a chain and he was scared to move. I don't think that dog moved for 3+ hours. I thought we were going to have to put a dog down. Oh, to tell you the relief that I sighed. I was like, oh, thank goodness. This would have been a horrible thing to happen right before Christmas. He was fine. He was just scared to move. Michael got down on his level, started petting him. His tail started wagging. He started moving a little bit, realized he was not on the chain anymore. He was fine. I wanted to start crying. I was so relieved. I know this has nothing to do with the cat litter box, but y'all, that was traumatic last night. And Michael's like, were you just being dramatic? I'm like, no, I was not being dramatic. This dog would not move. I seriously thought he was paralyzed. Yeah, Maverick might be a lot calmer now, and I might not have to put him on a leash ever again. I felt horrible, y'all. I thought I had killed our dog. Oh, the story. He thought he was being punished. Yeah, I felt so bad. And to make matters even worse, when my mom came last night for the party, she parked really close to where he was at. She goes, he would not move. She goes, I think I might have run over his paw a little bit when I was pulling in because I heard him yelp. I don't know if it was his paw or his tail or what it was. She goes, but he wouldn't move. And I thought that he had moved, but I couldn't see him and he made a yelp noise. So when I'm replaying everything she told me in my mind about him not moving, I was like, he was paralyzed and she ran over him. And I'm like starting to mentally freak out. Oh my goodness. Okay. Elizabeth's sharing dog training tips with me. She said to break him from jumping, pick your knee up. Their sternum will hit your knee. It causes them pain, but not enough to hurt them. Okay, I'm usually a nose bopper. He's learning, he's getting better about it. He'll jump up, but not on me now. But he tries to jump up to my hand height because he's like, I smell food, you know. But that's a good tip. Turn your body toward him and put your knee up. Okay. Anyway, that was a whole story. If you do decide to check out this cat litter box, there is a like check box button on Amazon that saves you like $100 on this thing. So click it and it will knock the price. It won't knock the price down $100, but in your cart, it will reduce it by $100. So be sure to check that. I think you do have to click it to be able to get the discount. Oh no, we've never done the bark collar, Elizabeth, but we do have the in-ground dog fence that shocks them if they try to leave the yard. Okay, another great tip from Elizabeth. She said, if your scissors are dull, you can cut grit sandpaper with dull scissors and they'll sharpen. I've also read that you can cut aluminum foil. I need to do that with a lot of my scissors, a lot of them. I abuse my scissors. So, okay, Carrie said, does it help with litter being all over the floor? Yes and no. I feel like the litter on the floor was a lot worse of a problem before we got this, but I can't decide if it's less of a problem because of this little mat. It's got this little mat that you put underneath the front of it, and it's got a honeycomb pattern in it that keeps the litter from scattering. I feel like there is a ton less litter on this mat than was on the floor before. But there definitely still is litter outside. It's just on this mat and not all over my floor. So that's cool. So all I have to do is take this little mat and kind of like shake it out or dump it in the trash instead of sweeping my floor every day to pick up the litter. So I will say that when this came in, I was like, hello, everybody in the family. Merry Christmas. I got us all a gift. And they're like, what did you get? And they saw that it was this and they were kind of like, oh, I thought it was going to be something fun. I'm like, well, it's not fun, but it does make chores easier. And they were like, cool, so they weren't nearly as excited about this as I was. Okay, that was the last Friday Fab 5 item. So now I wanted to share with you the project that I've been working on this whole week, which was painting more of our winter ornament sets. So if you remember, the originals looked like this with a white background, and the curtains and the carpet and stuff like that was all red. And I decided I wanted to paint them differently. So I did a set for my mom, my mother-in-law, my sisters-in-law, one of our people that we work with, different stuff like that. And I did one for our Dirty Santa last night. And so one of the ladies at my church ended up with a set of these. These take me a while to paint when you're doing so many of these. And so I decided to make things harder on myself and paint them 5 different ways. The first way, and I still have a couple of these on hand that I haven't given out yet that I can show you. I did the background of the house with a light teal color. I think the color was, it was Thicket, but I lightened it. So if you have the color Thicket, that's what this is, but I added a little white to it to brighten it up. And then like the drapes in the curtain are kind of that color Open Water. So I was trying to go with, here's one with a curtain. I was trying to go with sort of a soft teal blue sort of look in the background. I think this could also be really pretty if you want more contrast, in hindsight, with a white wall like we did here, but do the Thicket or the Open Water color for your curtains and carpet. It's kind of pretty. Thicket and Laurel are your new faves. I have Laurel here too, I think. Where is it? Maybe Laurel was what I used. Hang on, let me find it. Is it kind of greenish blue? I'm not going to be able to find it right here to show you. I did use Thicket and Laurel on these, I believe. I don't know where I put Laurel, though. I really should alphabetize my colors or put them in order or something. But anyway, that's one way. I'll share with you how I did the hangers in just a second, Vicki. Another way was I did a tan background, and this was, what color was this? Y'all, I really should have wrote it down. I think this was sable brown on the background. I believe. And then the curtains I did with deep burgundy. So see, the contrast with this is a lot better. So the deep burgundy isn't as red as the originals. So in the original one, I did red and red. And so you see that it kind of competes with Santa and Mrs. Claus. But with the deep burgundy, it sets it more in the background and it doesn't compete with the colors of Santa. So that was another way. I also, and I don't have it here to show you because I gifted it, I think. But I also did one like this. Oh, I was going to also point out that I did the outside with forest green and a little bit of gold. And the gold that I used was Extreme Sheen 24 karat gold. And I did little dots. That's also the gold that I used on all the gold elements inside of this. And then I added a tiny bit of glitter. Now this glitter is actually Craft Twinkles. And it was the, hold on. It was the lime green Craft Twinkles. You would never know it was lime green. But the thing I liked about this one for this is that this has a tiny bit of gold and lime green flecks in it, which complemented the gold on the front really well. So I felt like it tied in. Whereas there's another green from Craft Twinkles, I think it's Craft Twinkles, it's got silver flecks in it and it didn't look right. It's not going to look right with the gold. So that is what I did for that. For the hanger, this is a pipe cleaner. I've got a video I can show you too. I ran it through. So I run the pipe cleaner halfway through. So the middle of the pipe cleaner is down here. I slide a wood bead onto it and that kind of holds the pipe cleaner together. I cut maybe that much off the end of the pipe cleaners and then I twist them together. And then whatever little tails are left over after I do the twist, I wrap it around the actual like circle part, like the hanger part here. And then I just took like an 8-inch piece of ribbon or so and tied myself a little bow there. And then I slide that bead down close to the bow. Like you can slide the bead up and down still, but I slide it down close to the bow. And that's how I hang mine. Here's another one with a silver bow and a buffalo check bead. Here's one without regular ribbon. It's just buffalo check ribbon. It's kind of cute, the white bead. So I have different ones here. Did I show you all the different ways? Oh, here on the picture. Also, the one that's gold, the outside of it is that 24 karat gold, but the inside of it, everything's the same as the regular tutorial that came with the box. The top middle there is just like this one, except in the background, I did a really, really light green. I think it was aloe green or no, foliage green. I don't remember. But I did that as the background of the walls. And it was pretty, but it was almost too much green on green. And then I did one with light buttermilk and one with light mocha. And they look almost the same. Almost the same. I think I like the light mocha better than the light buttermilk. So any questions? Oh, I did do the flooring on some of these with milk chocolate brown, and that makes like a good hardwood floor sort of color. So if you want hardwood floors instead of carpeted floors, do that color. How much resin did you use? These kits come with a 2-ounce pack of resin. So there's a 1/2 ounce of resin in each ornament since you're doing 4 ornaments with that 1 2-ounce pack. So I was doing 60 ornaments at one time. And I did the math. I was like, okay, well, if it's 2 ounces to do 4 of them and I'm doing 5 sets, 4 times 5 is, wait, no, how did I figure this out? 2 times 5, 2 ounces times 5, it was 10 ounces of resin. So I had like big bottles of resin. I didn't use the packet since I was doing so many. I had the bottles that you buy at Hobby Lobby. I took a solo cup, poured 10 ounces of resin in there, and then stirred it with a big silicone spatula. And I set myself a timer because that resin's only really workable for about 45 minutes. And I went piece by ornament piece, and instead of pouring it from the cup, I took my silicone spatula and drizzled it. And I would drizzle some, move on to another one, drizzle. And then I would go back and kind of like pick the ornament up and do this and let it settle into all the different crevices. And then I would drizzle more into the crevices it wouldn't go into. And then I took that little silicone spatula and I spread it on the outer edge of the frame So that's what makes it look really nice and like polished, is this outer side of the frame has some. And I also put it on the very front of this little hanger top right here. So there's no resin on the sides and no resin on the back. The sides actually have tape on them while you're doing this. So in the video instructions that I give you, I show you how to use painter's tape to tape the edge, because you don't want your resin to seep out of those tiny little cracks in between the layers of wood. Even though you've glued all this together, it's not an airtight seal and the resin will find its way out. If that happens, you can take a sander and sand off the resin that slides out before, and don't paint your sides and your back until after you've resined. After the resin cures, then you go back and you paint all your sides and your back to give it a polished look. But I don't paint my sides and my back till afterwards because of that reason. If the resin does seep out, I might need to do some sanding or whatever to touch it up. But when you're done, be sure and sign the back. Okay, what questions do y'all have? Ooh, you could do that, Dixie. I didn't even think about that. If you have triple thick glaze from Deco Art, it's like in a pot. I had some around here sometime or another. I don't know if I still have it or not, but that would be a good something to put on the back if you wanted it to be super thick and high gloss like the front. I just did high gloss Duraclear. Nobody's going to be really looking at the back anyway after it's hung on the tree. No, resin does not go in the back. Michelle said the hangers look adorable. Doesn't it come with 2 parts to mix together? So Norma, if you're buying the kit to these, it comes in a little like blister pack that you just pull a tab and it allows the 2 parts in the packet to mix together. So there's no like measuring to mix this. You just squish the packet and it mixes it for you. Now, if you're buying resin from the store, you'll buy them in bottles and it'll come in a kit, and 1 bottle will be the hardener and 1 bottle will be the resin, and it's equal of each part. So if you're doing 1 ounce of resin, you'll do a 1/2 ounce hardener, 1/2 ounce resin, and you'll stir for 3 minutes. One thing that I explain in the videos that you don't need to skip is to hit these with heat right after you get the resin settled and finished, not dried, but like after you're done pouring all your resin, hit it with a torch or a heat gun. I just used my little heat it craft tool and I went over all of them and I held it on there for about 10 seconds each on each one. And that brings all those little teeny tiny little bubbles in your resin to the top and they'll pop. No, the 2023 sets are all sold out, Mary. We have no more of those. We just have these left. Corey. Me and Corey are going to the pedicure place tomorrow at 9 a.m. Yes, we have an appointment together, Corey. He likes to get his feet polished and buffed. He doesn't get polish. I won't say polished. I meant like your heels polished. He likes to get his feet cleaned up and all. Somebody else does all the manicuring of it. And then his feet are nice and clean and his heels aren't scuffy anymore. We go and get pedicures together, but he calls it the foot doctor because that sounds more manly. Can you do that with a blow dryer? No, I would not do it with a blow dryer. Unless your blow dryer has a really, really, really low blow setting. Because the blow dryer will blow hard enough that it might splatter your resin out and make a huge mess. This heat gun blows really softly, so it's not going to blow anything away, but it will get nice and hot. A lighter will work also, but it's more tricky holding a lighter down there close to it. Also a torch or anything like that will work. Just be careful of the flame. Heat gun's probably your best bet. Oh, do I have examples of the 2023 set? I do somewhere, just not on me. I can't show them to you right now. Yes, you can still buy these, Tammy. If you'll comment link, it'll send you the links to all the Amazon things. And there is a link to this ornament set in the video description. Let me know, though, before we switch slides here, which one's your favorite? Let's do across the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 going across. So the silver and teal being number 1, and then that gold down there being number 5. 5 golden rings. Only it's 4. But let me know which number is your favorite. Do you like the green background, the teal background, the white, the cream? I think this one right here closest to my finger is the light buttermilk. The one on the far number 6 is the light mocha. So you can tell there's not a huge difference between them. With the light buttermilk, though, I did slate gray and gray sky for the curtains and floor instead of burgundy. I was trying to do different looks. I really love number 1 too. I think I would love to try painting another set of these with a white background and teal curtains. Or either that, or instead of doing a darker teal like this, maybe I would go with like a really, really soft teal, like spa blue or something like that. And then do like open water or something for the curtains. But I really love the silver around the edge too. That's really pretty. So I did little white dots on the silver, and then I added silver glitter. Actually, no, I painted these gray on the outside, and then I did Deco Art Matte Metallics silver on top of the gray, and then I did silver glitter. So it's like 3 coats on this outer side, gray, silver, and glitter, and then top sealer. So 4 coats. It's a lot of work, but they're really pretty. Hey, they loved your idea about the little rubber thingy that you, I was thinking the rubber thing that you rub on the sandpaper. Michael's popping in. You want to come say hi?
Rubber thing.
A lot of them say number 1's their favorite. Which set of ornaments was your favorite? So this is number 1, the one with the silver and the teal. The middle one here is green on green. I don't have that one to show you in person.
Do. Or no, it's green on gold.
I have the brown on green, which is this one.
Is that this one? No, that is different.
These are the same. These are all the same. But there's the pictures right here.
I can't.
I know. It's a little small for you. Here, I'll make it bigger.
Up close and personal.
Up close and personal. This one's pretty much the same as the originals, but with a gold frame. And then these two, this is like light buttermilk, light mocha. This is a darker brown.
Hold up.
He's really taking this seriously. He's examining all the photos. I have a hard time deciding. Sometimes I really like the silver and the teal. And sometimes I like the light mocha with the burgundy. I don't know. I like a lot.
I'd say mine's either green and green.
Yeah.
Or the black and the brown.
Yeah.
This doesn't seem to match well together.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of gold.
Yeah. After I did the gold.
The teal and the silver seem to kind of blend too much.
Yeah.
Now, if this was a different shade.
Here's the originals too. If you can pick the original, it's not on there.
If this was a different shade of green, maybe a little bit duller green, I don't know, maybe. Or a different color polka dots.
I didn't ask you to critique all
I'm
of them.
sorry, you asked me my
opinion.
I was just giving you. So I'd say my favorite would be.
Okay. You only get to pick a favorite. You don't get to critique.
Okay, no critiquing. I am looking at the green and brown in person.
Is it that hard to decide?
Yeah, I would say the green and green or the black and brown. What's everybody else
Black
saying?
And brown.
Yeah.
This? Yeah. I know what green and green is, but
go back to the that. I think it's that one in the corner.
Oh,
see, I'm comparing.
That one's not here anymore because I've already wrapped that one up and given it to somebody.
This compared to the paneling.
Okay, he's looking at the frame compared to what's on the wall in the background. So he likes the light mocha in the black, number 6 is what we'll call it, number 6. Or he likes number 2 with the green and the green.
Yeah.
It is really pretty in person. The green one was the one that that Gwyneth went home with last night after the ladies' party.
1, 4.
Marie says, I like number 1. It stands out against the others. Donna likes 4 and 6 or number 1. It is hard to pick because there's certain things I like about certain ones. Mary says she doesn't like the green edges because she thinks the green competes with the green of the tree. I thought of that after the fact, Mary. I was like, oh, shoot. I didn't think about how the green is not going to stand out on the branches of the tree like silver or black or red would. I've never done one with a red around the edge. That would be interesting to do as well. But I didn't want to distract from Santa, in his costume. I wanted that to be like the focal point. So I think the point is that I won't say you won't critique anymore.
I will give you my opinion.
No critiquing.
The red frame.
No critiquing.
You don't want my opinion about the red frame?
The only time you're allowed to give me opinions like that is before I start the project. After the project's done, I don't need any critiques.
If you were going to do red, I think it would work. I would do white polka dots. And then this color of the floor right here, I would make a different color. Mm-hmm. And I think that it would be fine. And then that would actually accent.
I secretly also want to kind of do like one that is all shades of pink so that it's like super girly, like
That's
pink
weird.
And white.
That's weird.
And maybe a touch of gold. Wouldn't that be pretty to do like a pink, like monochromatic look. Like
What
Santa and Mrs. Claus could be wearing like a deep, deep pink, and everything else that's in it could be shades of pink and white with touches of gold.
What if you made everything like the same, like a white, gray, maybe a little bit black, everything, and then pick one thing like Mrs. Claus and Mr. Claus.
Oh, like black and white monochromatic? Like an old 50s movie?
But one thing in it, or one is colored.
Don't encourage me, Carrie. She said, do it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Christy says, what if you did a wood stain around the edge?
Ooh.
You could, however, this is MDF, so it's not going to look stained unless you're cutting like these yourself out of like Rev Ply or something that has a wood grain. I'm not sure how stain would look, but it might be pretty with like a wood stain sort of look. Okay, Teresa says pink with silver throughout it.
You just have to do the outside piece.
Marie says a kitschy set would be cute, like pink, teal, purple, white. Ooh, I didn't think about that. To do one that's kind of like very like pastel-y, or is kitschy the word? I don't even know what kitschy means.
Oh,
let's Google that.
One. That's last
Define
piece.
kitschy.
Yes, I like that.
I'm like, am I even saying it? No, I didn't even say it right. I gotta Google it. What are you saying? You like that? Well, that was the one from last year.
I know, but it's red. It's got a red.
Which somebody did ask if they could see the ones from last year. I only have one of them sitting here, but this is one from last year. Also, I was trying to do them different from last year. You didn't want them to. I wanted them to go together, but not be different. Okay, kitschy means considered to be in poor taste because of excessive garishness or sentimentality, but sometimes appropriated in an ironic or knowing way. So I'm a very kitschy person. Sometimes I am excessively garish. I think I've looked that word up before. Yeah, a dolly look. Dolly is very kitschy in the best sort of way.
Yeah, that's just become her. Like that's who she is.
Mary says, how would you do wood stain? I love the idea.
The top layer,
I feel like if you're going to do that, Mary, I would paint the frame part around the outer side with the stain before, and let that dry and cure before you paint any inside elements, because you would rather do your paint last and paint on top of that stain. If
you would also, because you use water-based colors, right?
Yes. Oh, I didn't think about that too.
That's fine. You would just have to use a water-based stain.
Yeah.
Or you would have to use oil-based stain and oil-based colors.
No, I don't want to do that. I don't know. I feel like stain might be tricky. I would just do like a faux stain with like a watered down paint or something.
You know what I'm thinking, right?
What? Get out of here. We're kicking him out now. He's being a pain in the butt. Oh, yeah, the movie Sin City. Yeah, there was another movie, too, with Tobey Maguire in it. Was it Kirsten Dunst, where half the movie was in black and white, and then all of a sudden, like, color came back? But this one, everything was black and white, but there was, like, red was the focal color. That was kind of cool. Good morning, Kathy. I've got a set of these set aside for you, Kathy. You can mix black with brown for a stain look. Yes, like a faux stain. Yes, and do it with like a baby wipe. That's a good technique too. I love sitting here and oh, Sheila, he didn't even see your comment. I'll have to tell him you said this. I love sitting here and hypothesizing all the ways we can do these and do something different with them. So if some of you guys do a kitschy look or a pink on pink or something, if I find the time, I will, but goodness knows I may not ever find the time. Makes me sad. Okay. One other thing I wanted to share with you guys is that Painters Clubhouse doors are opening for 2 days only. December 27th and 28th. That is next Saturday and Sunday, a week from this weekend. So it's after Christmas, obviously. 27th and 28th for 48 hours. We're opening the doors to the Painters Clubhouse. If you have not gotten your name on the wait list, you can go to paintersclubhouse.com, type in your email address, and get your name on that list. And we will email you when the doors open so that you can rush in there and sign up. It is $47 a month to join our community. We teach door hanger painting, really cool techniques every month. So if you've enjoyed all of these little ideas and this inspiration that you've gotten this morning from talking about all of this, you have no idea what you're in for when you join the Painters Clubhouse. Those ladies share pictures every single day of projects they're working on behind the scenes. If somebody does paint these in a fun new way, they're sharing those pictures inside the clubhouse. It's different from being over here on the Facebook. It's different from being over here on the Facebook page, because on the page I'm posting things, but you guys aren't really able to post things and like communicate with each other. You can talk in the comments, but it's just different, right? In a Facebook group, you can make posts and share videos and show things and comment on each other's posts and have a whole like interaction with each other, a community. And that's what the Painters Clubhouse is so special for. Elizabeth says, join, don't walk, run to join. We also do Zoom parties. And so you can hop on the Zoom paint party, chat with the ladies, talk just like we were talking just now, and kind of give ideas and be like, ooh, what if we did this? Ooh, what if we did that? Oh, I had a craft fair this weekend. This was my best seller. Sharing those kind of things is what helps you grow in your painting journey, helps you grow your business. If you're doing this as a business, it helps you have somebody in your life that you can connect to that loves the thing you love. Sometimes it can be really hard to have a hobby that you're really into and then not have anybody that you really share that with. Like maybe you don't have a sister or a best friend or somebody you get together with and do that thing with. And so with painting door hangers, it can be kind of niche, right? Some people don't even know what a door hanger is. I actually met somebody like that yesterday. She's from Arizona, and I'm thinking about having her be I just hired her to be my new bookkeeper. And she's like, so what is it you do? And what's that thing called? I was like, it's called a door hanger. So every day I feel like I meet people who don't even know what a door hanger is. So once you get into this world of painting door hangers, we become obsessed, right? We want to paint all things, not just door hangers, but like ornaments and cute little things. And we want to have somebody that we can talk to about this thing that we love. The Painters Clubhouse is the perfect solution for that, because we are all in there all day, every day, geeking out about the things we're painting. And we geek out with you about the thing you just painted. And so if you're missing that element in your life, try it. Try it for just 1 month. Let me tell you why now is the perfect time to try it. January is sad, right? We take our Christmas trees down and there's nothing exciting to look forward to, really. Spring feels like a long time away and we're like, oh, I wish I had something fun to do right now. But if you join the clubhouse, you will have something fun to do right off the bat. January 11th, Saturday, January 11th, we have, for the first time ever, a fun little day-long crafting bonanza that we're having. We're calling it our Cocoa and Crafts Day, and we're going to be doing that inside the clubhouse. We're going to be doing 3 projects that day. Do I have pictures that I can show you? Let me look and see. Maybe. Let's see. Hold on. I did have photos of these from a couple days ago that I shared inside the clubhouse that I can show you of the projects that we're going to do. Oh, I can't add it like that. Let me see if I can add it like this. One moment, please. I will find this. But we're going to do 3 projects together. One of them is going to be a door hanger. Here it is. One is going to be a door hanger, and it's the Let It Snow. We're going to be painting that one. I'm going to be teaching it. That's starting at 10 a.m., January 11th. And then at noon, I think it is, from noon to 1, we're going to do a Zoom party together, which I'll be hosting. We'll just be chatting and hanging out. So if you're catching up and finishing up painting this, you can join us and just talk and finish your painting. And then at, I think it's 2 p.m., I have to look at the calendar, we're going to do this Snow Boyfriend Design Sitter, which Marie Mosley's over in the comments. She's going to be coming live with me to teach this one. And it's going to be the boyfriend to the girl one. Where's the girl one that I just did? Hold on. I got to grab her. She's in the kitchen. At Southern Adornments Live, Heidi Easley came live and taught how to paint this cutie. She's called the Snow Girlfriend. And inside the Clubhouse, we do have a link where you can go and order one of her if you missed out on getting her. But she comes with this little stand. So she's not a door hanger, but she could be if you'd rather her be. She's only 14 inches tall. So she's made to kind of like sit on a shelf or a mantle or something like that. She has little 3D eyes, a 3D nose, 3D hands. We're not going to be teaching this one inside the group. We taught that one during SA Live this year, but we are going to be teaching how to paint her boyfriend over there. That's what we're calling him, the Snow Boyfriend. He's got a little hat, a little scarf, 3D buttons, 3D hands, 3D winky eyes, and 3D nose. And so we're going to be painting that one, and Marie's going to be teaching it with us. And then Lauren Martin's going to be coming live with me at the end of the day for the last session, and we're going to be painting these banner pieces. So we're going to make a string banner with 6 pieces on it. Each piece is going to be 6 inches. There's 3 snowflakes. So it'll be snowflake, hat, snowflake, mittens, snowflake. So a snowflake will be in between each piece. And so if you end up joining the Clubhouse, there is a product called the January Companion Pack, which includes these items. There's 2 options. Option 1 includes all the things I just talked about. And then option 2 also includes the project that our guest artist will be teaching later in the month, which is that shamrock with the gold coins. So if you're not, excited about that one, you can just get option 1, which includes everything we're doing during our Cocoa and Crafts Day. And so all of that is happening January 11th inside the Clubhouse. It's going to be a special day. We normally don't do our tutorials on a Saturday, and we normally don't do multiple tutorials in one day. But if you're bored after Christmas and you need something exciting to do, come join us in the Clubhouse. You can sign up December 27th and 28th. You can go over to paintersclubhouse.com right now and go ahead and put your name on that list to be notified so you don't miss it. Mary says these would make really cute lawn ornaments. Yeah, that's such a good idea. Instead of putting the little sitter on the bottom, you could put like a stake on the back of her and stake them down in your landscaping. That's such a fun idea. If you're doing those out of MDF, though, definitely hyper seal them. Super, super good. Like corners, edges, all the place, like practically dip it in sealer if it's going to be outside in your lawn, on your lawn. You love her hat. Isn't it cute? Okay, what questions do you guys have? We also have a special sweatshirt. It's not this one that you can order for the Cocoa and Crafts Day inside the Clubhouse. And we're all going to be wearing our sweatshirts. Let me see if I've got a picture of that one real quick for you. I might. I had it in my phone. Here it is. I'm uploading it now. Cotton Chaos is going to be shipping these for us. So if you end up ordering one of our fun little crafty, cozy sweatshirts to wear on the special day, Cotton Chaos will ship that to you separate from the companion pack. But just imagine us sitting around sipping our cocoa and painting together. It's going to be fun. Carrie says, is there a template for the Snow Girlfriend? We haven't released that template publicly. So right now, the only way you can get the Snow Girlfriend is by ordering the wood blank from us through the shop. Okay. Helen says, join. You won't be sorry. You'll love everything. So yeah, try it out for a month. Join us for the Cocoa and Crafts event for our guest artist later in the month. See how you like it. Get a feel for the community. And then at the end of January, if you feel like it's just really, not for you, you are welcome to leave at any time. But I will warn you, you're probably not going to want to. I know there's lots of ladies over here in the comments. My friend Lauren Martin is one of them who thought they were just going to join for the summer or just for a month, who ended up staying and is still here 2.5 years later. So it definitely happens. Marie said, oop, missed the memo. Definitely need to order a sweatshirt. Yeah, we shared the link inside the Clubhouse, but some of you may have missed it. It is separate from the from the companion pack because it's going to be drop shipped by Cotton Chaos. We won't touch those sweatshirts. They will just ship them straight from their location. So if you want a sweatshirt, go order them. They're so cozy and soft. I should have worn it today because that would have been great promotion for it. Marie said, I signed up to join for a month back in 2019 for my birthday. Now it's almost 2025. Can you believe the Painters Clubhouse is celebrating its 7th birthday this spring? 7 years. Never in my wildest dreams did I think when I started this little club that we would still be not only like going strong, but thriving 7 years later. honestly, when I started this, I was like, can I be consistent for more than a year teaching the same kind of thing every month for a year or longer? Like, what if I get a year into it and I'm bored with it and I want to cancel and like kick everybody out and be like, I don't want to do this anymore because I don't have any more door hanger ideas. It's almost laughable now. Like, who would have ever been able to convince me back then that I wouldn't run out of door hanger ideas and that I would still be doing this 7 years later, and that all of you would still be with me after like 6 and 7 years. There are several people who are still with it this many years later. 2025 will mark 7 years in the Clubhouse. It's mind-blowing to me. And we have we have like 1,000 ladies in that group, and several of them have been with me from the beginning. It's such an amazing community. And once you get used to it, you won't want to be without it. You'll miss it. I've had several people who have had to leave for financial reasons or life reasons, and then they end up coming back months, a few years later, and they're like, I miss it. I miss all of you guys. And hosting the live events. I know some people ask me sometimes, like, did you ever dream your business would be what it is? And to that, I'm like, yes and no, right? So I had huge like visions and dreams of what I wanted it to be, but I still pinch myself almost every single day that this is what I'm doing for a living. And it's supporting not only my family, but other people's families. And the fact that it is as big as it is, like, I don't know. I'm just so grateful. Like, look what God did. It's incredible. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. She said, you just keep getting better. Elizabeth says, your passion is contagious. You make us want to paint and share it. I hope so. I really like it. It blesses my socks off and makes me feel so good when I see that some of you guys are doing this in your communities, teaching your grandchildren how to paint, paying it forward, sharing this love with other people because it's so good for you. Like, this is therapy to my soul. Getting this, I mean, yes, I complained. I like to complain. I know the Bible says we shouldn't complain, but I complain sometimes. I like to complain a little bit about how my back was hurting after hours and hours of painting all of these this last week. But oh my goodness, has it been good for my mental health? Like, to sit down and just paint all of these and just to chill and watch Netflix while I paint and relax. It has been so good to help me unwind after the stressful season that I've had the last couple of months planning the live event, and all the things that I love that are blessings in my life also sometimes bring stress. Do you know what I mean? I need to calm down. I'm talking a mile an hour, 100 miles an hour. Linda said, I joined in 2022, decided to try it for 3 months, and I'm still here and loving every minute of it. Charlotte said, I joined during COVID and can't paint as often as I like, but it has taken over as my favorite craft. Aw, thank you for sharing all of this. You guys are so sweet to share your love of painting in the Clubhouse in the comments. Amy says you'll never want to leave for sure. So yeah, give it a try. Just 1 month. Tell yourself, like Marie told herself, I'm just going to join for a month. And if it makes you feel better about it, because this is what I do sometimes when I'm skeptical about joining something or signing up for another subscription, I will set myself a reminder in my phone to cancel the day before the payment comes out or 2 days before the payment comes out. So if you sign up on the 27th, set yourself a reminder for January 25th or January 26th to consider canceling. That way you have a mental reminder, okay, I need to check in with myself on that day, 30 days later. How do I feel? Do I feel like I really was able to take advantage of this? And this is something I want to do going forward? Is this something I want to keep in my life? Or is this something that maybe this isn't the right time for me? Or financially, am I going to be able to continue doing? There's a lot of things to consider, right? And so if after 30 days, you're like, yes, I loved this so much, and I've already seen what we're doing in February, I don't want to cancel, then set yourself a reminder for another 30 days, or just turn that reminder off altogether. If you're like, I am in, I want to go ahead and sign up for the whole year, then you can just email customer service and be like, hey, convert me to an annual person because I want to save money and get 2 months for free, and go ahead and sign up for the whole year. I got some money for Christmas, and now that I know this is for me, I'm going to lock it in. I'm going to do this every year for myself. So that's just an option. You don't have to do it that way. Helen says it's been a godsend for me. Helen, I feel like you've been such a blessing in my life. You remind me a lot of times of why I do what I do. Even if it's just showing up like this on a Friday Fab 5. You told me once, Helen, goodness, I'm not going to get emotional. You told me one time that me and Sarah Williams and Heidi Easley and Christy Hawkins and all of us who go live and do the things that we do on our Facebook pages give you a positive ray of light in your life every day. And I know that that was during a really difficult time in your life, and you're still sort of going through that difficult time right now. Helen cared for her husband who had, I think it was Alzheimer's, for years. And so a lot of times she couldn't get out and go shopping and live life and do things outside of her home that she normally would have done before her husband became ill. And a lot of you guys may be in this same situation with your own health or somebody else you're caring for. And the only outside lifeline that you have is your phone or your iPad and Facebook. And so that's why you're here right now watching this, is because you want a connection to the outside world and you want to see what fun new things are at Walmart or Amazon or whatever. And so that's why I continue to do Friday Fab 5, is for people like you who have told me that this is a positive light in your life. Because no, I don't really make much money off the Friday Fab 5 links. Like the Amazon, I think I might give 5% if you click and buy something when you go over there. But even if you don't plan to buy anything, if you can just click that Amazon link, if you do buy something within, I don't remember how long the cookie lasts. It might be 2 weeks, 30 days. If you buy something from Amazon 2 or 3 weeks later that wasn't something I shared, if it was just something you needed in your household, I do get like a tiny percent, like 3%, 5%, I can't remember what it is, off of your purchase. So that does help me and it does help my business. But I do this more to connect with you than to make money, because it's not making me much money, if I'm being honest. I mean, it does make me money if you go and buy physical products from my shop that we sell. I definitely make a lot more off those than I do off the Amazon links. But the Amazon links and stuff like that is really just to provide a service to you, to share with you the things that I love. It helps you. It gives you something positive to think about besides what you're currently going through. And, if it helps you do some Christmas shopping, that's a bonus too. Stacey says the Painters Clubhouse is more than just door hangers. I've ventured into hosting paint parties, resin, introducing my friends to all things. It's so much more than a door hanger. That's a great, great explanation. For the event on January 11th, you do have to be a Clubhouse member. That's the only way you will be able to access our Cocoa and Crafts Day, where we're going to be painting these. Let me put it up here again for anybody who might have missed it. These designs, the rainbow will be later in the month, but the other 3 designs are all going to be taught on January, whoops, I didn't mean to click that again, on January 11th inside the Clubhouse. And so you'll be able to access the replays if you can't join us live during that time. But this is what we're teaching in January. All 3 of those main designs are on January 11th during the Cocoa and Crafts Day. So if you want to be a part of it, you do have to join the Clubhouse, and you can do that on December 27th and 28th. Deborah says it's been her therapy after she lost her husband suddenly. I'm so glad to hear that, Deborah. And I think sometimes we shy away from painting because we feel sad, or we shy away from sewing or whatever our craft or our hobby is, because we're like, we don't feel like, I don't know, there's like a conflict in our brain that we're not allowed to have any joy or anything that soothes us during that time. It feels you feel unmotivated to reach for that thing. But if anybody right now is going through what Deborah is going through, and you've lost somebody, or you're sad, or you're depressed, I want you to force yourself. You tell yourself, like Tamara said, I need this, so I'm going to do it whether I feel like it or not. Sit down and paint something, or work on a project or something you enjoy. Don't wallow in the grief and the sadness. Channel it. Channel it through something like this. Join us for that Cocoa and Crafts Day and channel what you're going through, your depression, your grief, whatever difficult thing you're going through right now. Channel it through something positive, because it is going to bless you. There's no way it won't. You're going to feel so much better at the end of the day, or after the craft is done. Even if the craft didn't turn out that good, you're going to feel so much better after you do something positive. And it helps you process. I don't understand exactly how, but it shuts off the part of your brain that stresses and worries, and it turns on the part of your brain that processes this grief or this sadness, or it helps you through this depression, and it lights something up in you. Norma says you're probably rich from all the things I buy on Amazon. Oh, Elizabeth, I'm trying my best to hold back the tears on this end too, because when I start talking about all this stuff, it wells up in me and my chest gets tight. It's hard. Regina says that's why I started. I was caring for my dad with dementia and Alzheimer's. It was a stress relief for me, and he liked watching me paint. I have heard that from more than just you. There's one other lady, and maybe it was you, that told me they take their big box of blanks with them when they go and sit with their father or whoever it was. Maybe it was you. And he enjoys watching you paint. I mean, think about how you enjoy watching me paint on Tuesdays. Your loved one you're caring for would probably love to watch you sit and paint whatever it is you're working on. Janet says, Painters Clubhouse has been a godsend for me. It filled a need in my life. Y'all are blessing me so much with these comments and making my throat close up. So we're going to move on. There are 5 new designs in our shop today that are all brand new, 100% new. These are all Valentine and Christ-centered Valentine designs. We've never really done a faith-inspired Valentine design before. And so I decided, let's do that this Valentine's Day because, God is love. So why not share that love through our door hangers? So the first one is a cross and a heart, and it says, love is kind. And in tiny words, it has the scripture right underneath the word kind. There's a heart that says loved, and in the smaller heart, it's kind of hard to read and smaller on a smaller scale here, but it says John 3:16 on the heart. If you buy the lasered door hangers of these, they will have those words and scriptures lasered on them. So if you're not into faith-based things, you can just paint over that and cover it with something else. If you don't want that on there, leave it off. You can even take wood filler and like fill that in and like give it a light sanding. Paint over it. Nobody would ever know it was lasered on there. Or if you're using the templates, you would just not trace those on there. But I hope this does inspire you to lean a little bit into the faith side of things and maybe look up these scriptures, meditate on them, realize that like God is love. Every blessing that he gives us is every good and perfect thing that we have is from above. It's from God. These cute little candy hearts say Jesus loves you. I think that's so fun. That would be really cute to decorate like a Bible classroom with during Valentine's Day or any time of the year. The one on the far right says love like Jesus. It does not have a scripture on it. It's just 2 hearts and it says love like Jesus. And then the circle one says do everything in love, which is a scripture, but it doesn't have the scripture on there. So all of these are 15% off between now and Sunday for the templates and the wood blanks. And if you're a Painters Clubhouse member, you can stack your 20% off discount code. Yet another reason to be a Clubhouse member. You can stack it on top of this sale, which gives you 35% off the templates or the wood blanks for these. You can order them in 4-inch as a cute little ornament size, which would be so cute to gift people with. Or like, if somebody needed encouragement, especially with these faith-based designs, you could paint those and hand them out to people that like need a little encouragement. Or you could paint them as a door hanger on a bigger scale, or you could make them as like a cute little candlestick attachment. If you want to get the 8-inch size, how cute would that be as a little candlestick topper or a door hanger attachment? You could do, depending on the door hanger, a 4 or a 6-inch size. Let me know which one of these is your favorite. Let's number them 1 through 5. So with Do Everything in Love being number 5, which one is your favorite? Oh, who is it that John Gordon? I want to say that's Darla, but I'm not 100% sure. She said, I joined painting groups after my parents died because I was their caregiver for 8 years. First thing that I painted was a farm scene with a red truck for him. I love that you did that to honor him. Amy loves them all. Helen loves number 1. Karen said 1 and 2. I have a hard time deciding. I really love the retro design on number 5. But I really think that this number 1, even though it's kind of all in teal colors with the leopard print, has a ton of like all of these really have a ton of versatility to them. If you don't want them to look Valentine-y, don't do them in reds and pinks. Do them in something alternative or more neutral colors. But I really feel like these could be beneficial all year, not just at Valentine's. All of these are wonderful. Mary says number 2 is her favorite. Michelle likes number 2. Debbie likes number 3. I really always find it so interesting how everybody picks a different number, because that just goes to show our designers all have different styles, different tastes, and it all appeals to different people. So if you're a template club member, you got all of these on December 1st for one low price. If you're not a template club member, go to southernadornmentsdecor.com, click on join the club and find out more there. Yet another reason to be a Painters Clubhouse member. If you also want to be a template club member, it is a separate subscription, but you can get 20% off by clicking on the discount link at the top of the Painters Clubhouse dashboard. And you would be getting these 20% off, which would be $8 off the regular price. And so you'd be getting 20 or more designs a month for just $35-ish. That's awesome. And so then you would have all these designs to choose from for painting for your customers, painting for friends and family, or selling at craft shows, teaching paint parties, whatever you want to do with them. It makes a great business write-off if you have a craft business. Carrie says, I love the template club. A new template bundle will be coming out January 1st, and it's going to have, what's it going to have in it? It's going to have, I think, a little bit of Mardi Gras. It's not going to have Valentine stuff because Valentine stuff came out in December. We try to keep you a couple of months ahead. That way you've got time to paint this stuff for your craft shows and your paint parties before the actual season. I think it might also have, I don't know if it had, hang on, let me look it up and I will just give you a teaser of what it's going to be so that you kind of know what's coming. If I can click the right thing on the thing. Oops. I can never find anything fast when I'm wanting to show y'all something. Why is that? I just can't do it. It's like, it was so quick and accessible here, and then all of a sudden it wasn't. Hold, please. I'm almost there. January 2025. Here we are. Everyday designs. So designs that you can keep up on your door no matter what the season is. Mardi Gras, St. Patty's is all in the same week. So only 2 or 3 of each of those. We also have a week highlighting blue collar workers and blue collar jobs, which I feel like could be really great for households that have construction workers in them, or farmers, or people that do blue collar type of jobs, or Father's Day gifts. These would make really great gifts for. And then week 4 is like sarcastic kind of designs. So it would be like, I can't even think of a sarcastic saying right now. Let me pull one up that's an example. So there's one that says, of course your opinion matters, just not to me. There's another one that says, I could be wrong, but it's pretty unlikely. These would be kind of fun to like hang up, in your craft room if you want to put something funny, or put a little sign on your desk at work if you want to make your coworkers laugh, stuff like that. So those are all coming in January. So that's a little teaser of what that could be. Linda said number 1 could be a good wedding gift if you use the bride's colors. Oh, let me see. Number 1, the love is kind. Yes. You often hear people quote 1 Corinthians 13 at weddings because of the love phrases. So you like the sarcastic ideas? Sarcastics are really good sellers. So we've got a whole week of those coming in January. All right, that's all I've got for you guys today. Comment link if you want the links to anything that I shared. Comment alert if you want to be notified next time I go live. And I'll see you guys. I will be going live at the end of next week for the Painters Clubhouse flash opening. Remember, December 27th and 28th. My friend Lauren Martin's coming in to visit, so she may pop on live with me too on the 27th. So come and join us, and comment alert if you want to be notified. But otherwise, I won't be live painting on Tuesday. It'll be Christmas Eve. I'll be with my family. And I'm going to take a couple weeks off. So I won't be painting live again until January 7th. And then, of course, the 11th, we'll be doing that Cocoa and Crafts Day inside the clubhouse. So y'all have a Merry Christmas. Thank you for being a supporter of Southern Adornments Decor. I did want to say one thing about these ornaments. Some of you guys feel like, well, I'm not going to have time to paint these between now and Christmas. This is a really great thing to do during January and February and those like slow down months that you don't have anything to do, because you're not going to be in a rush. You've got 12 months to paint them, but you can really just take your time and enjoy the craft and then put them away until Christmas, or hang them up in your craft room to be proud of until Christmas time. So I hope y'all have a Merry Christmas. I hope you're super blessed and you stay well. Nobody gets sick. Enjoy your families. Take lots of photos, and I will see you guys after the holiday. Bye, y'all.